So with my incredible product experience, I felt compelled to share this with other people. And that's how it started for me. It started with telling the story. And in the beginning, I started this program really for myself. But when I saw what it had done for me, I felt compelled to share it with people that I loved and I cared about. And I continue to do so over and over and over. And the more that I shared this program with people, the more my heart was on fire, because I saw my mother's health change. I saw my husband's health change. I saw people that I loved and cared about start to get healthy and feel better about themselves. And for me, that was everything. That meant the world. So that's how the journey really started. When I first got that credit card in the mail, okay, how many of you guys got that credit card for the first time? Okay, I don't care if there was 50 bucks on there. I know we got excited, right? Because I can tell you firsthand that Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers never sent me a credit card in the mail. And when I got $212 for helping my mom, my husband, and my neighbor, Anna, I was lit up. Okay, so for me, it really brings me back to purpose. You know, where is your purpose? Tell me, think about, you don't have to tell me, but think about what your purpose is with Isagenix, right? Because I know we don't do this for a PIB. I know we don't do this for a commission check. My purpose was really to help people. I was blown away by my results, and I thought everyone needed to know about it. It fueled me. My passion was on fire, right? I was a caseworker. So when I got to help someone and I saw the results and I experienced the gratitude, man, this made me feel alive again. See, after so many years of serving as a caseworker and then having kids, I kind of stopped my profession to stay home and raise my children. And that's a decision that many of us make. And sadly, that's a decision that some of us don't get to make. And there's a lot of people out there that are forced to make that decision, whether they're going to leave their babies with a stranger because they have to bring in a supplemental income, or whether they're going to give up a career that they love. I gave up a career and $77,000 in student debt because I didn't feel comfortable leaving my kids with strangers. So as you can imagine, when I started helping people with Isagenix, it made me feel like a social worker again, you know? And I was terrible in the beginning. I was terrible. You know, everyone talks about having belief in the industry, belief in the company, but the only thing I knew was that the products worked. That was it. The products worked, and that was all I knew. As far as believing in the company, it got better. It grew. They said I had to go to events, and I went to events. I was willing to be bad to get good. So when someone's telling you you have to get this event, you do, because events really bring about enthusiasm. And that enthusiasm is what gets you passionate and courageous enough to share this over and over and over, right? So I went to the events. By going to the events, I built belief in the company. I was passionate already about the products, but I started to get books. I started to read what the successful people were reading. And if I saw Chris Harder online post a book, I said, I'm going to read that because he must know something I don't. And I just copied what the successful people were doing. So I grew belief in our company. As far as the compensation plan, guys, I didn't know any of it. I still don't 100% understand the compensation plan, and you don't need to hit millionaire. You don't. I watched Lynn Hagedorn, this crazy curly-haired lady who talked about having more cows in her town than people, and quite frankly, I was like, I live in Brooklyn. We've got more people than cows, and if she can do it, I can do it. And she talked about the tracks to run on, and she talked about a system. And although I didn't know anything, I knew she talked about the tracks to run on. And I wrote those tracks down. I said, okay, I'm A. My mom and my husband will get me to C. once I get to C, I've got 8 days left to get to M. And I follow this track: associate, consultant, manager, director, executive. When your person is coming on, or if you're brand spanking new, don't expect a consultant to know or understand what the director pool is. They'll learn once they get there. And that's what I had to start doing. I had to start being gracious and kind to myself and saying, you know what? Just keep talking. Just keep sharing. You'll get better. And honestly, I heard things from all these wonderful people like Jim Rohn. My God, I had his CD rocking in my car. And he said, talk to 10. Even if you stink, you'll sign up 1. Talk to 10, you get a little better, you'll sign up 2. Talk to 10, you get really good. And he's like, now if this were baseball, he goes, and you signed up 3 out of 10, you'd have great averages. And that's all I kept reminding myself, was just to have these conversations. And you know, the belief in myself came. That, I think, for most people is the most difficult part. Everyone knows the products work, right? Can I get some hands if the products work? Woo! Right? Can I get some waves if the compensation plan works for everyone? Right? Doesn't matter if you're from Montana or Nebraska. Most people struggle with the belief in themselves, right? So can you guys unmute yourself and just tell me what some of the things are that you've heard? Maybe it's not you, but what are some of the blocks that you've heard that people have? Because I'd like to get over those blocks, because if the only thing that's standing in the way of a good life is me, I'm going to knock myself out of the way to get where I have to go. I'm going to grow myself. I'm going to stretch myself until it's freaking painful. But I'm going to change because I deserve it. You know, I think about your why's change so much. You know, everyone's why is different. My why in the beginning was to wax my eyebrows for $10 and not have to ask my husband for $10. Being a stay-at-home mom, it's a little, you know, you don't want to say, babe, can I have $20 to go to lunch with the girls? It's degrading. So in the beginning, I just wanted $20 to take care of my, you know, my stuff. As I hit manager, I had $450. I felt so darn proud to pay a freaking cable bill. I mean, you've never seen a happier person that was like, I'll send the check to Optimum, you know? But it goes and it grows and your goal changes. And you know what? It's a beautiful example to set to your kids. You know, I feel like I love my husband so much, and I'm with him just because I want to be with him. I don't need him. In fact, it's come to the point where you can stand on your own 2 feet. And that's so liberating to show my daughters that you can be anyone you want to be in this life. Just do good, serve other people. And that's the valuable lessons. And that's why my whys have changed so much over the years. It went from waxing my eyebrows to, my gosh, now I'm thinking maybe I can open up a domestic violence shelter. Maybe I can do something magnificent to affect thousands, you know? So think about your short-term goals. Just what do you want to experience right now? Because every leader that I've coached with, every successful person that I've interviewed, you can ask Laura, you can ask Drew. They know what their goals are for this week. They know what their goals are next month, and they can tell you where they want to be at Celebration. They know. All the millionaires, all the successful people know where they're going. So you can't just say, I'm going to do this. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to have 2 enrollments for the week. I'm going to have 10 enrollments and 2 consultants for the month. By August at Celebration, I'm going to be in that Crystal Executive Rally Club. I don't know what they do there, but I'm getting in. You know, you have to know where you're going if you're going to get there. And you've got to believe it. You've got to believe in yourself enough to know that you're going to get there. So setting up short-term goals and long-term goals. And just remembering really that you're adding value to somebody's life. I have to tell you guys honestly, I've spoken to about 3,000 people about the program. I have spoken to so many people and have heard so many no's. But I really have trained myself to understand that if they're saying no, they're not saying no to me personally. They're just not ready. They're not ready, but they will come around. They will come around. So talking to everyone, very early on in my business, I set up some standards. And Susan Sly talked about very important standards, right? How many of you guys have a real job? Do you guys have a, okay. In your job, does your boss have some standards? Or in your previous job? There are standards. There are expectations. And a lot of people take this isogenics like sometimes laying down, saying, well, if I talk to somebody, I talk to them. I'll post on Facebook. If they hit me up, cool. If I don't get anything, maybe next week. Guys, you are part of $1 billion company. I have never heard of network marketing in my life. I have never seen a profession like this where they don't care if you're black or white or gay or straight or Christian or Jewish. They don't care if you're a doctor or have your GED. They tell you that you can earn as much as you want to with no caps. And you know what? When you max out your business, it's even easier to do it again. I mean, is that crazy? So why wouldn't you set some standards and get to work every day? So some of my standards are posting on Facebook 3 times a day. This ain't your granddaddy's day of sales. This is digital social media. You can make friends with anyone, anywhere in the world. I mean, I wake up every day and I have to say, holy shit, I own a global business. Are you kidding me? I mean, I can meet somebody in Malaysia. It's crazy. Join some groups in Malaysia. Make some friends. It's ridiculous not to. We are partnered with 12 countries. Are you expanding yourself? Do you treat yourself like you are the owner of a global business? Because you are. You are. It's crazy to think that you're not. So posting on Facebook 3 times a day is very important to me. I also speak to 3 people a day. You know, I don't have to be the smartest cookie, but it doesn't take a lot of brains to figure out that if you're not sharing your story, you're not growing. You're not helping people. And we're in the profession of helping people. I share my story with 3 people a day, regardless. I follow up with 3 people a day, regardless. And I make 3 new connections a day, regardless. That's it. As soon as I do that, I can go to the mall. I can go wax my eyebrows. I can go do whatever I want. Some days it takes a little bit longer, and other days it's a little bit faster. But these are my standards in my business. And you know what? You can either go fast or you can go slow. That's up to you. But I feel an urgency. I feel that it's important. I feel that there's a lot of people that are suffering. It really pains my heart that there's a lot of moms out there that have to make that decision, that after 12 weeks, they have to go back to work and leave their kids. And I feel that the more lives that I can connect with, the more people that I can talk to, the more folks that I can impact, the greater I'm going to be doing in the world. You know, and you have to think of this as something miraculous. Where on earth could someone like me build an organization of 22,000 people? And I tell everyone, it's not me. It's the company. It's the products. It's everything that we stand for. I mean, some people sell mascara, other people sell face cream, and I'm not knocking any. I respect all network marketers. But when you help somebody lose 15 pounds in 30 days and they walk into a party, don't tell me that every single person in that room is not going to say, what in God's name did you do and how do I get it? I mean, our stuff is emotional. It really is. So don't worry so much about where you are. Worry about where you need to go. Worry about growing yourself. Worry about getting better. Worry about doing something productive every single day. Use your activity tracker. I always have it on my desk. And I know for a lot of busy moms, we get distracted. There's a lot of distractions. I mean, today your kids could be sick. Tomorrow you've got laundry to do. Before you know it, it's Thursday and you haven't done a thing for your Isogenics business. How many of you can say that things like this happen and get in the way? I mean, it's common and it happens to all of us. But you got to set the time. You got to get yourself a little planner. I always have one on my desk. And even if you pencil in 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, another 20 minutes later, it's that important to put in an hour. If I told you an hour a day would give you a life of freedom in just a few years, would you do it? Because I'm telling you, that's what happens. No experience. I'm not a trainer. I don't have an athlete's body, just a normal Joe Schmo passionate about sharing the products. So many people get discouraged. They try, they're like, oh, I haven't enrolled anyone in 2 weeks, and they get all frazzled. And then when they enroll someone, they're like, yeah, I got it. No, you can't do that. You can't be in the game when things are good and then pull yourself out of the game when it's bad. You got to remember, you're on a mission. Think about the company's vision statement. We're here to help people every day, whether you're having a good week or a bad week. You know, if you've got a baseball team that you love the Yankees, you're a diehard Yankee fan, you're with them, whether they're having a good season or a bad season. That's how I am with my Isogenics business. December could be slow. I'm still talking. I'm still planting the seeds because I know come January, those flowers are going to sprout. People are going to need my help. And you know who they're going to turn to? They're going to turn to the ones who are committed. They're going to turn to the ones who are consistent. And they're going to turn to the coaches that are there. So here's the activity tracker. If you search it in our group, it's also in there. I put a picture of it in our Blitz group. I don't know who just asked the question. I didn't get to see. But another thing that I will that I want to mention to you guys is how much has it cost you not to go all in? How much do you think it's cost you emotionally, physically? You know, think about your family. I think about last year, and I think that I could have done better. I should have done better. Due to my lack of activity, I probably lost 100 grand. You know, and you have to think about the people that you're affecting. When you tell your spouse, when you tell your kids, when you're, you know, either you're in or you're not. So if you guys can put a number on it, you know, post in the chat box. I'd love for you guys to post in the chat box what you think it cost you not going all in. And really thinking about the collateral damage, how much money you've lost, the time you've wasted, the promises you've broken, the time you've spent sulking and worrying about shit that's probably just in your head. Guys, people don't care what you look like. People care about if you're going to help them. People want to know what you can do for them. Is this going to work? Are you going to be there to support me? That's what people are concerned with. They're not concerned with the stuff that's going on in your mind. And so many of us have it. So if I can give you any tips tonight, it would really be focusing on your short-term goals. Yeah, that's a lot of money, folks, and you deserve it. That $50K deserves to be in your pocket, not floating around out there. So setting up some goals, short-term goals, long-term goals. I want you guys to be very clear on your why. When I was able to retire my husband and he didn't have to get in that car carrier at 4 a.m. and come home at 10 p.m., that was the best thing I could have done for him. And when we had the opportunity to share our story at NYKO in 2014, a police officer approached us, and a police officer said, your story really resonated with me because I've spent so many hours at the job, so many hours away from my home, and so many hours from my family. And I just can't help to think how many people are out there. I mean, it's so true. The more people you help, the more you are going to get rewarded. And I love it. I love it. I mean, have you guys helped anyone lose weight, gain energy, or feel better about themselves? It's priceless. And the gratitude that they felt for you, the thanks. I mean, I worked in Child Protective Services, and I can promise you I've never gotten a Christmas card or a thank you card. Here, you help somebody fit into their skinny jeans, and they're like, oh my God, I love you. So it's pretty special what we have here. The beliefs will come. Do the do. Listen to the podcast. Go to the events. Grow yourself. Read a book. Surround yourself with good people. I have to be very forthcoming with you guys. I blocked over 180 people on Facebook in my 4 years because these people were negative, nasty, disapproving of what I needed to do with my life. And it's funny, I read a quote somewhere and it said, which one of my bills are you going to be paying next to have an opinion about my life, right? I was so focused on getting where I needed to go. I know so many people are concerned with what other people think of them and what their parents, I still think my parents don't know what I do. It's crazy. They don't. I think my dad thinks I sell Tupperware. My mom's like, oh, good for you. Like, they have no idea. Reminds me of that Eddie Murphy movie. Oh, Sherman, Sherman, Sherman. And they have no idea what I'm doing. So do things and surround yourself with people that make you happy. And honestly, what a beautiful thing it is to be able to work with great friends, childhood friends, people that I love, great leaders that I respect and admire. You know, think about things that make you happy. I keep things on my desk that make me happy. I surround my Facebook with people that make me happy. If anyone out there is nasty or negative, I get them out of the way. That's not the type of community I want to be a part of, right? People in Isogenics are awesome. I just have to tell you that at Celebration in a room of 14,000 people, I lost my phone charger and someone literally returned this wire. Like, are you kidding me? ISO people are incredible. They're the best. So consider yourself very, very lucky to be a part of this culture. So what I want to ask you all to do tonight, and please post it in the group, and we're going to do an extension because I think the meeting capped out at 100, so I'm going to post it. I want you to take an index card. I live with these things. They're like my lifesavers. And I want you to write 10 things that you want to achieve by the end of this Blitz. Okay? Very easy. 10 simple things that you want to achieve out of this Blitz. So some of mine are, in the next 6 weeks, to lose 10 pounds, to create 10 consultants, to save up 10K, to take 1 hour a day phone-free with kids, spend an hour a day budgeting and banking and paying closer attention to my finances because I'm terrible at that. Plan a date night with my husband once a week. Have a leadership meeting once a week. Help 80% of the people in Blitz grow, and read 10 pages a day. And these are just some of my things that are going to help me grow a little bit. It's not always about enroll, hit 9-star. It's about the person that you're becoming along the way. And if you think that there's a huge difference in you from the time you were associate to where you are now, raise your hand. And I'm not just talking about the physical aspect. I'm talking about patience, loving, smarter, more caring, more empathetic. Look at how much has changed in my life because of Isogenics. I have to tell you guys honestly, I even get along with my mother now. I know, it's crazy. But this program is really something magnificent. And when people say something to me like, you sell shakes, I'm like, oh, you better sit down and give me an hour. But I just feel very blessed to be here. And, you know, that's a little bit of my story. And I can see you know what? I have like ADD. So thank you, Angela Wallace. Ed Golden. I have ADD, so I totally can't talk and read these messages at once. But I would love to answer some questions. I would love to see your index cards posted in the group with 10 things that you want to take away. And I have to tell you honestly, long before I believed in myself, there were great people who believed in me, who said, "And you're awesome, you can do this." And I even faked the funk. I mean, I would literally read a chapter out of an Eric Worre book or a Mark Yarnell book to my team every freaking week. And I thought like I wrote the chapter, but I'm like, okay, guys, we're having our team call. And I would be like, the way to speak to a prospect, I would literally legit read, but 7 people showed up, 15 people showed up. Then now our team calls are like 100 people. You know, I remember the first time that I had a meeting. There were like 4 of us in my apartment, including like my husband. And then it was like the community room in my building. And then I couldn't believe how far we've come. I told my husband, holy shit, we rented a conference room at the Edison Hotel. Don't give up. Don't give up. You don't have to be somebody special. You don't have to be a scientist. You just have to be passionate enough and have a little bit of balls behind you to make this happen, you know? And it takes time. It takes time to grow a little bit of a tougher skin. Being a network marketer, not a lot of people have. It's not a popular profession, at least in New York it's not. I guess in Utah it is. But when I tell people from the East Coast I'm a network marketer professional, they're like, you're in a pyramid scheme? And I'm like, dude, I wouldn't scheme anybody. Like people don't know, but it's our job to let them know, right? We educate and they decide. And every single day I'm proud. I feel so proud to tell people what this has done for me, how it's changed my life, how it's changed my husband's life, and how Ed Golden, I mean, there's so many great people. He's retired. His wife is retired. They're going to purchase their first house. I think I just blew the lid on that little secret. I don't care. I'm a network marketer. I can't keep a secret. But I am really proud of what we do. And you know what? It's going to come slow, but it's going to come. Stay consistent. Keep going through the nose. And you're going to meet so many great people that are going to support you and say, my gosh, Cynthia, you're amazing. Sally, you helped me so much. Dominic, you changed my life. And the more of this that you hear, it's going to uplift you and make you stronger and make you absolutely positive and ready to crush your dreams. Look at this girl. Yeah. This girl won a free trip to Paris with Isogenics. Are you a fan? Yeah. Good night. Thank you. So I want to open it up and ask you guys, give me some questions. Let me know how I can help you. I know it's just the first week of Blitz. You got so many great leaders to learn from. I am so excited to learn from Laura. She's won every single ISA Derby competition, so she's going to smoke us. I'm just saying, I got to bring my A game. She's magnificent. This was an introverted accountant, shy. I listen to her story and I think about her so much. And when I meet people like her, similar to her, I share her story. Drew Berman, he gave me a little tidbit, 100 presentations in 100 days to make that 6-figure income. I said, I can do it. I can talk to 100 people in 100 days. Listen to the stories, listen to the tidbits, listen to the things that are going to resonate with you. I hear from some people, and their stuff doesn't excite me. Their stuff doesn't resonate with me, and that's okay. You're not gonna, resonate with everyone. Just keep engaging, keep being involved, keep having those 3 conversations a day. And honestly, it starts with a simple hello. A simple hello. I mean, you want to be proactive. I printed every single Facebook friend. I'm asking for referrals. I'm going into chiropractors' offices and bothering people like Dr. Dunsky and asking if I can leave my business cards there. I am relentless because I deserve it. And so do you. Your babies deserve it. You deserve to sit home. You deserve to have freedom. You deserve to travel. You deserve to do anything that your heart desires. And I think that's what Isogenics has done. It's given us options. It's taken off the handcuffs. We don't have to choose between paying the rent or paying the cable bill anymore. I could say the hell with it. Let's pay everything on the first of the month. It's just, guys, it's so liberating and it's so magnificent. And I really want you all to see and feel that. You don't have to have a strong lie and say, well, I want to, open up a school in a village in Africa. My goal was not to do anything but make $20 a week. And that helped. And once you grow, your goals will grow and your visions will change and your sights will change. And I can't wait to do vision boards with Ed next week. So I would love to have some of you guys unmute yourselves, ask some questions. Let's talk about some things that maybe are in your way that we as a team can help you get over. What are some things that you're absolutely proud of? And what are some commitments that you are making to yourself that you're going to crush in the next 6 weeks?
Hey, Ange, there's some questions in the group chat. I'll read them off real quick and you can answer them so that people get lost.
That would help.
Tracy's iPhone. It seems to be harder when you do not have a wow story. I didn't have to lose weight, but the energy I got and how much better I feel is amazing. But people don't see that.
Okay, well, Tracy, we have a beautiful example. We have Ellen, who's a 4-star. She was slender. She has a great body. She was tired. She was living off energy drinks. I think you guys might be familiar with Alexis Romano, who's the 100th Isogenics millionaire. She didn't have a weight loss story. I don't think Lynn Hagedorn or Lisa DeMeo did either. You don't need to lose 100 pounds to resonate with someone because that's only going to resonate with someone who's lost 100 pounds. Your story is your own, and Laura is going to do such a beautiful job on helping you share your story. Story can be anything, folks. I was exhausted. I was sleeping. I was taking naps. I was living off of diet soda. Found this program. I am vacuuming my house at 11 o'clock at night. Excuse me. Your story is yours, and that's why it's special. And I heard Michael Klaus say, and I've always utilized it, people are going to sign up with you because they know you, they love you, and they trust you. Don't try to be anyone else, right? Some stories we share are those based on weight loss. Some stories we share are based on income, some are energy, some are healthy aging. This is such a universal company. You cannot please everyone. You shouldn't have to. Your story is yours, and that's what makes it special. Any other questions?
Something from Mercy Acosta. Some of us were wondering what point counts towards our team from last week, etc. Is it just IsoBody and HMB, or do any enrollments, rank advancements, etc., or launch parties count as well?
Unfortunately, because Blitz started officially today, Mercy, and I made 3 consultants last week, so I'm not happy about it, but points start as of today. So today, whatever time you woke up, 6, 7 a.m., Blitz points are from Monday to Sunday. Last week does not count because today is the official start date.
Hey, Angela, I have a question.
Yes.
If you have somebody new come on board and you say, do you want to go slow, faster, turbo, and they want to go turbo, what are your first action steps for those people to get them to the level?
Fantastic. I often notice that in the beginning I was given 100% of myself, and the clients weren't giving me 100% back. And in turn, I was frustrated with them. I was exhausted, and I often felt disappointed. I don't do that anymore. I kind of meet you 50-50. So you're like, man, I want to build a business. I'm like, all right, awesome. Go to Isogenics Business and begin with the Start Here tab. Okay, I want you to read the whole thing, a lot of the stuff, the comp plan you may not fully get, but I want you to start by making your list. Okay, listen, by the age of 40, we all know at least 300, 400 people. Asking someone to make a list of 50 is like easy peasy. Like, think about the people you would invite to your wedding, right? They're getting an invitation to my wedding. They are getting to know about my system. So I have them make a list, and I say, Jeff, make that list and call me in 24 hours. If you call me in 24 hours, me and you are going to tango. We're going to talk about every single person on that list. Tell me what this person, business or weight loss or health or energy, let's talk about it. Then I'm going to speak to you and discuss with you how you feel comfortable approaching each one. Okay, so we can get you familiar with social media. I'm going to teach you social media and the system for posting. I'm going to talk to you about planning launch parties. There are online launch parties. There are millions of things that you can do to get the information across to people. Eric Worre taught us just to text somebody the word coffee with a question mark. I mean, it doesn't have to be some extravagant thing. You could just be like, dude, I've been thinking about you. When can we talk? Get them on the call. Have the conversations. It doesn't matter what you say, just say it. And that's it. I would work my butt off to help you find two. I would probably do your first 10 phone calls with you in terms of three-way phone calls. It would be a good way to teach you how to handle objections, how to present your 30-second story. And once you felt comfortable enough to do it on your own, I would let you go. I would absolutely work with you to get you to consultant, crystal manager, and show you the path to get to director. And that's usually how we set someone up for success on our team.
Excellent, thank you.
Yeah. But I like matching energy with energy. I feel like if somebody's amped up and ready to go, I'm like, let's go. You know, if you tell someone to, you know, make the list and then they never make the list and it's like, and then they never call. Very few, you know, everyone says they want to do it. Few people have the commitment to do it. You know, we start Blitz with 206 people. I guarantee you in 6 weeks, there will not be 206 of us left. But I want to ask you, are you going to be the last one standing? I know Drew is, I know Laura is, I know Ed is, I know the Dunskys are, I know Jen is. That's the difference between leaders. They show up, they do what it takes, really. You don't have to know what to do, you just got to do. What other questions, Ed? I can't read that box. It makes me a little crazy. It goes so fast.
Last question is, when do we, I thought, where's it? Team leaders, we submit our team points by 9 p.m. Sunday, correct?
Correct. There will be a comment box.
Is it 9 p.m. or 7 p.m., to clarify?
I'll put the comment box up until 7. I think everyone will have until around 9 or 10 p.m. to get them all in. Oh my God, I can pound like 10 of these a day. All I needed to do was hear Dr. Suk Cho say it's okay to have like 4 to 6 a day. I'm like, what?
Angela?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Hi, Teddy.
Hi, how you doing? First of all, you are doing a fabulous job. I love listening to you. I've been to some of your events. You just rock. You're wonderful. What do you say when you walk into a doctor's office or a gym or something like that? How do you get your foot in the door?
A little bit of guts.
A lot of guts.
You know what's funny? She says how great I am and how amazing I am at speaking. I have to tell you, I get off these calls and I think how terrible I was and how I could have and should have done better. And I walk away from an event and I watch the video and I'm so critical of myself. I'm like, I can't believe I won't. I think we are like our own worst enemies, you know? So with that being said, I really want to thank you for that. But I think just being yourself. If I walk into a doctor's office, I would say, would it be all right if I left my business cards on the table? I'm a local health and wellness coach. I've helped over 600 people lose weight, get healthy, and meet their goals. Just something like that. I would just ask to leave my business cards. But when you're asking to leave your business cards, you're getting an opportunity to share your story with someone. And I know that that girl at the front desk who's spending $10, $15 a day running out for a hoagie during her 45-minute lunch break, she's going to be interested. So I would just share a little bit of my story. I lost 28 pounds using an amazing nutritional program. I fell in love with the products, and now I help other people in our community get healthy. If I were to go into a gym, and this would be a doctor's office, a dentist's office, my kid's pediatrician, anything, it doesn't matter, vitamin store, anywhere you go, a vegan shop, anywhere really, just get out there. I have to tell you that people love for you to use their services, and you want them to use yours. And I think that if you kind of like mix business with pleasure, like introduce yourself, say, oh my God, this is the first time I'm seeing this Grilled Masters. Oh my God, I love the healthier options. And just offer to leave your cards there. That's it. Just come in, say hello, ask to leave some of your business cards. To me, it's never quite the business card as it is the conversation and the impression that you're going to leave. And you're lovely. You just come in and be yourself and talk with them. In a gym, I would ask them if they do like a vendor night. I know that Vicky and quite a few of the girls, they go to LA Fitness, and they've asked if they can set up a table for Customer Appreciation Day. And you don't go there and say, I want to sell my products. You just want to say, I'm a health and wellness coach, and I'd love to set up a table and provide information for how people can have better results or gain more energy or improve their workout, whatever you feel passionate about. But I think it's about having the guts to go in there and ask. And we're going to have a really cool assignment where we challenge you guys to go into 3 medical offices, 3 spas, and 3 gyms and make conversations. And you have a week to do it. But it's a great, challenging assignment that really gets people out of their comfort zone. And I see that the people who are most out of their comfort zone, those are the people who do really well. Because also, when you become vulnerable, you resonate with other people. When I had a mom who said that she had fibromyalgia and always had a tough time losing weight, and you cannot believe the women commenting on that post because she had the courage to become open and vulnerable. You make it like life is perfect and life is peachy. Who the hell's going to resonate with that? Nobody's life is perfect. I mean, when I see Tracy O'Malley speaking and sharing her story and talking about 4.5 years ago being in AA and being a car salesman, it's not a dry eye in my house. Because I think people understand and people resonate, and we've all gone through suffers and struggles. So just be yourself. There's nothing, as long as you are honest, authentic, and vulnerable. And that's what I built my business on. I feel that as long as I'm being myself, I can't do any wrong. There was a man in Home Depot, and we always tell this story because this is what started it for us. The gentleman in Home Depot sneezed. And I said, God bless you. Are you sick or do you have allergies? Just a normal, casual conversation. And he began to tell us how his health has really diminished. He's been caring for his mom because he didn't want to put her in hospice. And we got into this whole story. But you see, everyone is struggling with something deep inside. And if you just take the time to listen, you can be the shoulder for somebody. And that's all you're being. You're not a salesperson. You're there to help them. People say, oh, well, how do you follow up with people? Like, I give a shit. That's how. When you care about somebody, you care about somebody. That's why you follow up. I have to tell you, I received a text from a woman from Pampered Chef tonight. And she said, thank you for stopping by my booth. I wanted to follow up. And I felt impressed. That was 2 months ago. She didn't forget about me. I might just order some Tupperware because I like her style. It made me feel good, you know? And that's what you want to do. You want to care about people. You want to make people feel good. You want to be their open, you want to be an open ear for them. You know, that's why Laura will teach you. It's called a 30-second story because this is not about you. It's about them, you know? So I present my 30-second story and then I zip. That's it. I think that's the hardest part for most of us, to zip. And then just listen. So you will be challenged, Teddy, but don't think about it. You know, what's the guy's name from Virgin? His name slips my mind.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Richard Branson. I read one of his quotes and he said, hold your nose and jump. 1, 2, 3, do it. 1, 2, 3, screw it and do it. I think when we start thinking about it and processing all this stuff, it becomes very anxious. I was laying on the massage table and I was getting a massage and I contemplated for 45 minutes of the massage how I was going to tell him. There, he said it, screw it and do it. That's it.
I like that.
The entire massage, I was like, how am I going to tell him? How do I even lead into this? Should I tell him what I do? I didn't even enjoy my massage because I was in my head for the entire 45 minutes. Had I said, how are you? I'm a wellness coach. My name's Angela. Had I just done it and made it like it was no big deal, my God, it would have been, just the thinking about it gave me so much anxiety. I ran out of there. I forgot to tip him. I ran out of there so fast. So just don't be in your head. Realize that you're providing such a special gift. The person who did not sign me up but referred me to a total stranger is probably kicking herself in the rear end right now. Because she's not even doing this. And I was signed up by a complete stranger who I've not had a relationship with in over 3.5 years. You know, you can't think upline, downline, sideline. I wish I had a better mentor. You know, in the days of Google, every book, every podcast is there. The desire has to be there. The willingness to learn, to do it, to face the fears, to be a little courageous. And not let a day go by that you don't share your story. That's so important. And if you get in the habit of speaking to 3 people a day, you will do it every day, every day. It becomes like habitual for me. I will literally make a run to Walmart just so I can find 3 people a day if I don't do it on Facebook. You know, it's that important for me. We're changing lives. You have a gift. You know, I heard someone use the, expression that, there's gold right in your backyard. You know, here's the shovel. Are you going to take the shovel and look and look and look? And, some people might be allergic to our products. Some people I know are allergic to hard work. That's not for me to determine. My job is just to keep going and find people like you guys who are going to show up, who want to change the world. That's who I want to surround myself with. I don't want to surround myself with friends who are just, oh God, so many of my friends. I don't know how much I can curse on this call, but they're broke. I won't say the D word, but they're broke Ds. They're negative. They're so pessimistic, and yet they have an opinion. I'd rather just hang out with cool people like Drew Berman, who's always happy and things are great. I mean, this guy had an 8-hour layover. He's in the airport. He's like, what's up? Those are the kind of people you want to rock and roll with. So any other questions before I let you guys go? Ed, am I missing anything in the group? Anyone want to unmute and say anything?
Angela, sorry.
Yes.
I mean, do I go? So, okay, so you were saying something about changing the captains every week.
Yes.
So how do we go about that? Just all the people on our team are going to take a turn?
Yeah, well, there should be approximately 6 of you. So I went first this week just to demonstrate to my team. And then I already text Lisa and I said, I'm nominating you to go next week, girl. You're on deck. And it's nice to put some other people in charge and put them in that leadership position.
Yeah.
And it's good for you to observe and see who the strong ones are on your team.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If there's more than 6, then just have 2 gals to co-captain. It's not that serious. Don't worry about little things like that.
Gotcha.
Angela, it's Jennifer Miller.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi. Hey, great call. And wondering if our only assignment is to do the index card this week.
The assignment is the index card, but I'm also going to surprise you guys with something else. So I'm going to post everything in the group tonight. The assignment will be posted. It's going to be 10 points to complete the 2-part assignment. 3-part, actually, 3-part assignment. And if the entire team completes it, you guys will get 10 points. So I'll type it up and I'll post it.
Okay, great, thanks.
The activity tracker is in the Blitz page. Yes, if you go in our Blitz group and click on the pictures, you will see it. And I believe Tammy was trying to put the actual file in there so we can try to figure that out. What is the book being assigned? The leaders still haven't chosen, so I'm going to get that answer to you guys tonight. We want you all reading a leadership book. I think it's very important. So we're going to pick one tonight. What else? Have fun with Blitz. Use this as an opportunity to really push yourself. I like the activity tracker because it really puts into perspective. If you tell me that you've had 0 enrollments for the week, I'm going to say, how many conversations have you had this week? How many 3-way phone calls did you do with your coach? And I have to tell you, like in Isogenics, it's not difficult. I feel like if you suck at casting the vision and you cannot create any consultants, get them on the phone with somebody good from your team who can. If you're a terrible enroller, but you're getting like 1 million messages on Facebook, I just played like Durr. I'm like, I would love to tell you, but I'm so clueless, and rather than give you the wrong information, let me get you on the phone with my coach. I mean, guys, you have strong enrollers on your team. Do some 3-ways. Listen to what they say. I was such a dork in the beginning. I watched that Are You Toxic video 40 times, and I'm like, okay, toxins in the environment, the pollutants are what harms me. I had no idea, but I wanted this so bad. I heard someone say, watch every single isomovie.com and see whose name pops into your head. I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch this. Like, I was in it to win it. And now it's like so much fun. Now it's like different goals. Now it's like, oh man, I want to see Ed get to millionaire. I want to see Vicky and Sophia, who started with me, hit 6 figures. It's just, your goals are going to change, but this is so fun and so amazing. The lives that are being impacted. I get choked up, but my kids used to swim at the YMCA. Like now they have their own pool. They will seriously go commando. Like you cannot come to my house unannounced because I will have 2 naked kids swimming in the pool. Like that's the joy that you can bring to your family. You know, it's hard. You know, I know you guys get it, but just simple freedoms. My kids seeing a deer on the lawn. You know, we used to see empty bags of like drugs on the street in Coney Island. Now it's like, it's a different life. It's a very big deal what you're doing here. And that's why I go to work every single day, because I'm not going to let this slip away. I'm not going to take this for granted. I'm not going to say, well, I cycle 100 times. Now it's time to let the team do it. Hell no. You got to roll your sleeves up and bring the little guys up. If you're doing good, you got to help others do good. You know, God has rewarded you. Isogenics, whatever you believe in. You're in a great place. Now it's time to help others get into that great place. And I know you're all capable of it. Use this Blitz to get crazy. I should have made you guys wear like mustaches or crazy hats. Maybe we'll do that next week, Ed. Mental note. Because this is the time to get uncomfortable. This is the time to really start peeling the layers, start exposing yourself, start being honest. You've got nothing to prove to nobody. You were perfect and awesome just the way you are. And that's something that it took me a long time to learn. So, all right, guys, if we don't have any more questions, I will post the assignment and the video in the group. And have an amazing, amazing Blitz week. Kick butt!
Thank you, Angela.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Peace out, everybody. Peace out. Peace out. Peace out.
Thanks, Angela.
Thanks, everyone.
Angela.
Great job. Good luck, week 1.